Hello, Sagittarius creators. Welcome to your May monthly predictions. My name is Stephanie. Blazer the Morky is in the other room with family members right now. So it's just me, but I am bringing you your overall energy for May. We're pulling the Celtic cross spread here, Saggy, so that we can go really deep into your potential energies. And we'll close it off with a special message for the Sagittarius collective. Please keep in mind, these are general readings and predictions are also looking at potential energies. So take only what resonates and leave the rest. We're also celebrating Taurus season. Happy birthday to our brother and sister bulls out there. Wishing them very happy birthdays and celebrating them for the month of May. Okay, Saggy, let's get your overall energy here from the Starry Beginnings Oracle. Please stick around at the end of the reading and I will tell you all of the wonderful ways to stay engaged and involved and make the most of the creators on the Crest community here on YouTube. Sagittarius, whew, and I feel like this is advice around something that you're already pretty good at, but you got the number 27 card. Be clear on what you want. Put action to your goals and make them a reality. This is really just a reminder, Saggy, to do what you do best. You have the universe at your fingertips here. And the month of May kind of feels like your opportunity to gain clarity, to pick one of these beautiful stars to aim for. Maybe some of you have been in the middle of having some choices to make and experience some things that kind of take you out of your natural energies. With that being a 27 card, I also want to mention that as an age, a birth date, 27, 2, 7, or 9 being some numbers you could work with, or watching for those as repeating energies. Here in your current energy, you have the Magician. There you are, the manifester of your dreams and desires. Because the universe is coming in and saying, hey, be clear on exactly what you really want. We've got to maybe heed that little caution with letting you know, hey, make sure that whatever you're manifesting is truly free and clear of maybe an energy that would end up blocking you down the road. So there's something that the universe is wanting you to get clear on now. The energy that is challenging you is this death and rebirth cycle here, the death card, Scorpio energy. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. Some of you have birthdays on the cusp there. Are you overthinking something maybe? Are you grieving, letting go of something that has been successful that you've done for a long time in order to do this new thing that is calling to your heart? There's something going on here that it's kind of like you're in the middle. You're in the middle of this one thing that was great, but I'm thinking I'll let that go to the past now, and this other thing that also feels great that I want to reach for in the future, but there's still, it's like you have a foot in each of the energies. And I'm thinking the universe might be asking you to make the final decision, let go and get clear. And maybe that's what the month of May is all about and how it will unfold. Some of you may be grieving too, which is challenging for you right now. You could have lost a loved one or someone close to you, or you have a particular connection with a certain thread of grief in the world at this moment. The needed focus, the Four of Swords. This is all about healing. Yeah, the universe wants you to work on healing. They want you to work on your heart. They want you to work on your grief. Any ways you might be feeling grief, or it could be related to the thing you were doing that you're switching gears from. Actually continuing yourself, allowing yourself this grieving process is going to help lead to your clarity about how to move your energy forward. Because that's what you all do best. You find that star to aim for and you go for it. But right now, it feels like you're straddling two different, very different energies, and you're not able to fully and clearly aim here. Something is pulling you. And honestly, it feels like grief. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio that's affecting your life, like I said, or it's just those energies inside yourself. In your past position, some of you could be leaving a relationship behind, a King of Cups, something that called to your heart or someone that called to your heart. But I also get this could be in the sense of this is maybe a job that you loved and it served its purpose for many years, but now you're retiring. Some of you may be retiring. Some of you are letting go of that. Some of you are shifting gears into something else. For some of you, this could be letting go what you thought your later years would look like. And this is getting redefined. There's new lines, new boundaries, new you. I think because of your own evolution and growth, what it feels to me is that you've integrated so much into your heart space about what you've done before that it's hard maybe for you to see at times what could be coming. And in the month of May, this future position here shows a bit of mental conflict. This is like a headache, the Five of Swords. This is like losing sleep over something, being stressed out about this. Some of you may already be feeling this. Some of you may feel a bit wounded right now from some sort of grief or some sort of healing that you're going through. We're going to have to clarify. For others of you, it could be a relationship ending and you just need time to work through these more conflicting energies. In your place of embodied empowerment, however, Saggy, you have the Empress. Right now may be a time to really do a lot of self-care, take care of yourself, nurture yourself with nature, really spend some time resting, getting plenty of rest, plenty of water, plenty of love. Some of you, your lives may be changing because you're going to be having a baby. You're going to be changing the world and your world will be changed by you having a child. So that could mean literal pregnancy and birth for some of you. For some of you, this could also represent a person close to you, maybe a Taurus who has a birthday right now. Something about birth and the birth cycle coming up. Others of you could be grieving a loss, like losing a child or a baby. Really, you have to figure out what might be causing grief and stress and headaches and sleepless nights for you. How have you been wounded, Saggy? How have you been wounded? Even if I get pulled to say, even if I haven't clearly stated here your exact reason, there's something in your energy that the universe would like you to look at. In your place of support and allies, you have this powerful Leo energy of the Strength card. I really like this here. I do think at times throughout this month, there's going to be times where you feel a little bit weaker. There's going to be times where you feel a little bit stronger. But overall, you're moving into this energy of strengthening your character, strengthening your boundaries, strengthening your goals. They're becoming bigger. There's a kind of Jupiterian energy here where things are expanding for you. This could also mean that in your journey, you are going to be welcoming in new, strong, supportive partners, friends, business relations, etc. here. So maybe the month of May is about doing your healing and healing that grief and allowing this new energy to come in. In your environment, looks like you have some really nice friendships here with the Three of Cups. Definitely a camaraderie, a brotherhood, a sisterhood, a walking the journey together, having gratitude and feeling a sense of grace in the presence of others, feeling the sense that you can be yourself, feeling the sense that they respect your goals, your innocence, your beautiful nature, right? It really is a good feeling coming in around you. So I like to see that, especially going through what you're going through and if you are grieving someone or something here. In your hopes and fears, you have the Five of Wands. I think there's this little bit of a fear at the moment of this is going to be a struggle. And I do think that's the grief talking here. I do think there's that element of the wounding or the grief talking. This is going to be a struggle, but let's look at this card a little closer. And this following the Three of Cups in your environment, you having friends around you, you're not alone, Saggy. You're not alone in this. Let others help love on you and receive some of the burdens. Let somebody cook for you. Let them take you out to eat. Let them take you for coffee. Let them treat you, because you've got a little bit of that, I want to call it anxiety, in your mind about how this is going to go. Yet you have a whole team on your side. And so you both hope for that and you fear that at the same time. There could be this energy of like breaking down a belief that you have to do it all on your own, that you can have other people help build the ladder that helps you reach for your goals here. Letting people in, maybe in a way that you haven't let them in before. The ones that feel good, right? The ones that respect your boundaries, the ones that lift you up. In your potential outcome, you have some good news here. The Six of Pentacles. This is a beautiful, equal give and take. It's a nice exchange of resources, money, time, friendship, practical world experiences. Something very nice is balancing out by the end of the month, which I really like to see for you. Okay, I'm gonna get a little sip of my green juice here. This is, I call this charred core because I got chard in here and some citrus. It's my charred core hardcore drink, and it really helps me with, the bitter greens really help with the pH balance, so I love them. All right, let's look at this magician for you. Manifestation is present. It's present with you all the time. There's always that drive, and I feel that underlying everything here. What else is going on with this magician? Yeah, but you're hurt. You're hurt. You've got pain. You're carrying a wounding. There's that Three of Swords there. But we also have the King of Wands. This is absolutely something that you're learning to overcome, or that through your work on yourself, you're overcoming it. You're stepping into that power. The King of Wands is you. You're staying with yourself, even though you're grieving and you're hurting. You're not abandoning yourself. You're acknowledging, I've got pain here. And there also is this knowing that the manifestations of what you want, there is a timing for it. And I want to kind of say to you, it can wait. It can wait while you deal with this grief. This grief is not something, because remember, there's phases to grief. So there's like denial and anger and sadness and bargaining and all of these different factors that go in there. And if you're trying to manifest something, it's going to be like a muddy water where, have you ever just stepped into a creek or a river and your foot kind of gets in there and the mud and the little stones and the rocks, everything comes up and muddies the water? That's what it feels like here. There's not the clear path that you're used to, but it's because you're processing something very human and very natural. This could be frustrating to you, and I do see that. Yeah. The energies are starting to bubble up. I'm needing to, that green juice is helping some discomfort come out there, and that's your energy as well. Let's look at this Death and Rebirth card here. Number 13, the Scorpio card. That one. Nice. Okay. This is looking good. Yes. Okay. So in your challenge position, I don't think we could have asked for two better cards for your particular situation. You got the Queen of Wands and the Empress. First of all, we have the Queen of Wands in your, or I'm sorry, the King of Wands in your current energy, the Queen of Wands in your challenge. Some of you may be having a little bit of a challenge sitting back in the feminine energies and letting the grief process. You're still pushing with the King. But this is a power couple. This is a divine match inside of you. And with the Empress's support here, I think the feminine energies are going to kick in and win out here so that you can process this death and rebirth. Very interesting that in this deck, it is the Death and Rebirth card, not simply the Death card. And I think that's helping you, Scorpio, be reassured that you're going to make it through this. But the Empress, as we know, also showed up here in your place of embodied empowerment. So somehow through this challenge of grieving and healing this wounding that you're healing, you are embodying more of yourself. Some of you, if you've had a loss with pregnancy and now you have, it's what they call the rainbow baby. This is what may be going on inside you, like your literal body is kicking up this grief. Even though you may think, oh, this is supposed to be a happy time, you may have some of this grief being kicked up right now, and you're learning to stay with yourself, to stand by your side, to be with yourself through the pain and through what wants to be released, and you're coming more and more into an embodied state through the challenge. That's what causes us to grow. So it's inevitable, Sagittarius, that as you work through this for the month, that you are going to get clear, more clear on what you want. But in the meantime, nurture yourself and nurture your healing process. Yes, with the Four of Swords, you got the Hermit and the Knight of Wands. There's the part of you with the Knight of Wands that's like, enough already. Let's just get down to it. I need to do something. And the Hermit comes in and says, all you need to do right now is focus on yourself. Go deep inside yourself. Stay embodied. I'm advising you to stay in that Empress energy. Conduct your healing. Let it process as long as it needs to process. And oh, by the way, Saggy, you are still in motion. You are still moving. There are fires that are beginning to burn for you. They're just different than what you've experienced before. And they're coming forward from a new phase in your life and great transformation. So you get to focus completely on yourself here. I would say, because this Knight of Wands comes up, I would be extra gentle with yourself, because you have the tendency, maybe at times, to push yourself a little too hard, pregnant or not, right? You could be pregnant with ideas, the next phase of your business, whatever it is. You have the tendency to push a little too hard instead of surrender into the waves and the surges of life. The Hermit and the Four of Swords would invite you to rest, to go inside, deep inside yourself, and really connect with that inner light that is you. Honestly, this is beautiful work for you, even though you are up against challenge. Ugh, yes, what is this in the past? Ah, there's some sticky, icky energy here. So the King of Cups. There's a part of you that doesn't want to release what was previously manifested. I feel this for some of you who may be shifting gears in business or in the job world, or possibly even in relationships for others of you. There's this definite line between what I thought my heart's desire was and what it has become. Okay? I think it's a bit of a shock to the system at times. There's also the universe saying, listen, you manifested up until this point aligned with yourself and who you are in a very heart-centered way. And that's to be acknowledged, but you also have a natural curiosity about what's next. And so as you're stepping into this new adventure, you're grieving the past part because it was good. It was fulfilling. All right. And the sticky, icky energy would be when you try to hold on to that. We're going to let it go, like releasing butterflies, like releasing doves. We're going to let the peace come into your body here, because it is time for you to move on. Now, some of you have been waiting for that signal and that sign, and you're coming on this reading because the little ingredients have been starting to interact and the elements are adding molecules, and you feel this in your soul. You feel something, coming, and it's like can't be avoided. It's part of your natural path. And putting action toward your healing and doing some introspective work for the month is really going to be what helps you through this. And it will help you embrace the fullness of what you've manifested up until this point. but then also about face and embrace the wholeness of what you're stepping into. Let's look at this Five of Swords. A bit of stress here, a bit of a headache coming in the future position. Some of you could literally struggle with headaches. Ooh, we have the Five of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. I really want to pause and just say that when you are in a place where you're not honoring your intuition, this is what happens, the Five of Swords. When you get in a place where you abandon yourself or what your inner guidance system is telling you, you have the Five of Pentacles. The High Priestess is showing up here to say, you must overcome this. For some of you, this feels like let's say you are in the group of people who are pregnant, or your spouse is pregnant, you're having a child, right? This would be you feeling empowered with your pregnancy, your birth story. This would be not allowing others outside of yourself to dictate how your birth is going to be. All right. Some of you have very powerful energies connected in with that. And there could be definitely an indicator, a physical indicator, where when you're around someone or something that it tries to remove you from your own intuition or what you know is best for your body, that gives you a headache. Like you literally get a headache being around the person or being in the environment. You're going to really want to watch those subtle cues. If you feel discomfort around someone or something, your intuition is picking up on that. Now, this would also be if some of you are looking or seeking out new business partners or relationships that are going to be supportive of you moving forward. So if pregnancy and starting a family, if this is about your creative idea, you're going to pretty quickly realize as you encounter and you share your idea or you share your process with different people, whether or not they can be a supportive part of that. And I see you being really called to lean into your intuition and it being really clear when your intuition is a no, okay? Because it's almost like your whole body revolts against it, whatever it is, or whomever it is. All right, let's look at this Empress in your place of embodied empowerment. Because Saggy, you might have this challenge here, but it's nothing you can't handle. The Empress energy in your place of embodied empowerment gives you the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords. Yes, it's not the time for anyone to try to tell you how you feel. You are not open to that. You are focused on your own healing. You are focused on your own peace. You are focused on your own rest. And anything that might try to pull on you emotionally, and I kind of feel like emotional manipulation here, honestly, coming from someone else or something else, you're not having that. You would, and the tendencies look here like you will stay, whoops, wrong card, in this healing embodied energy of the Empress here. It does look like you may be a little bit challenged along these lines in the month of May. It could even be a really good offer that comes through that seems really attractive, but I feel like you're going to choose yourself over that, knowing that if that's meant to be for you, it'll cross your path again. May is not giving me a sense for you that it's a month where you should rush or you should push and launch in that Sagittarius way that you want to, which is like your normal state. Why? Because Sagittarius deserves and needs to rest and heal and be present with themselves and be listening to their body. Okay, let's look at this Strength card in your support and allies. Ooh, here we have the Ace of Cups and here's the Death card. Here's that Scorpio energy again in your support and allies. This is exactly what I'm seeing in your challenge. Yes, it's a challenge, but it's a challenge that's leading to great transformation. You're going to be able to, through this support that you have with this transformational energy here, and we do have Leo and Scorpio here, which are very powerful signs of expansion and depth. We have the Ace of Cups. This is some sort of beautiful emotional freedom that comes in along these lines. You could have someone in your environment that is just like, Saggy, hey, Everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. Rest. Fill your own cup. Let me do something for you. Let me take off some of the burden. Let me cook for you. Let me clean for you. I almost got choked up because I think some of you wish you had more of that in your life. So it may be more energetic for you right now, but this may be part of what you're going to be manifesting once you're through this cycle of grief and overcoming some of these energies that are calling you to rest right now and to rejuvenate. Let's look at this Three of Cups here in your environment. Who are these friends? Where do they come from? How are they assisting you? Ooh, nice. So in your support here, you have some friends, some relationships that always feel peaceful to you, that feel like a reprieve. When you're with this person or these persons or in these environments, it's smooth sailing and they really help you focus on what you've accomplished and being able to pause for a moment in everything you've built and everything you've gained up until this point, and just have a moment to be in happiness and to be in contentedness with this energy. Wow, these are the kind of friends I think anybody would like, or it could be just one, but it may be more than one. It really feels like there's a nice, healthy dynamic that you have. They bring you peace, you bring them peace. When they're struggling, you lend a hand. When you're struggling, they lend a hand. And all of you, whoever's involved here, reminds each other of how far they've come and what they've done. So they seem to be, and for some of you, this could be treating yourself to a spa day with someone you enjoy, right? It could be that kind of self-care coming in, but with friends. A spa day with friends. Just because you're doing the inner work and the Hermit is here and the Four of Swords, it doesn't mean that those people who feel gentle and comfortable to you can't be around you. In fact, let's let them support you because you have that in your hopes and fears with the Five of Wands. You get the Moon and the Two of Swords. Yeah. I think sometimes, Saggy, you relinquish your own well-being because you don't want to ask for help. And you tend to take it all on yourself, all on your own shoulders. And then you end up in kind of a dark and resentful place when really you have a team of individuals here. So there's a bit of conflict here inside of you. Now, others of you, you're like, I don't have a team. I don't have support. I hear you. You're working. This is what this is all about. You're working to manifest this in your life because it's not there right now. And so there's the parts of you that have to die and change and be reborn again in order for you to attract that energy in. So some of you are at different places with that. And I want you to really let that be okay for you, okay? I know it doesn't always feel good. And I know certainly if you're feeling like, I got to take a whole month just to rest and rejuvenate, that just seems like, no, that seems like a no. But it's so important and it's so built into your growth and to what you're stepping into next that it's super important. Some of you could be going through a graduation, like graduating a program or school. Let's look here at this Six of Pentacles and the potential outcome. The Hierophant and the Four of Wands. There's your beautiful, stable, fiery energy coming back online. Looking at the straight goal, the linear patterns in the wands of this is you coming back into alignment with your manifestation, being able to exchange it more readily with others, and you being seen as an authority over your resources, over your finances, over your home, over your birth plan, over whatever it is. That Hierophant energy is you stepping into your own authority. Now, it being a 5 and you having the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles in the future position, this is going to be challenging. It's going to pull you to your uncomfortable edges. And for a Sagittarius, it pulls you into the uncomfortable edge of feeling stalled out, or feeling like you're relaxing too much or taking too much time away from your manifestation, when really that's you being pulled into the edges for a transformation. It's very different than how many signs might deal with this kind of thing, because you want to keep going the way that you've gone before. But you're clearly changing and shifting gears here, letting go and moving into something else. Let's get you a card, a special message from the Angel Dreams Oracle to close off your reading today, Saggy. You got this. Stay with yourself. Stay embodied. Stay present. Be willing to heal. You don't have to take every offer that's given to you. Yeah. You get snake, rebirth, release, and integration. Rebirth, release, and integration. Snake energy, I think in the Chinese calendar, we actually are in the year of the snake. Is it the brown snake? I can't remember. There's a certain kind of snake, wood snake. Forgive me, I don't know my Chinese calendar that well, but some of you may have birth dates that line up with, in the Chinese zodiac, you are snake energy. Rebirth, release, that also snake and Scorpio and the rebirth thing kind of go together, the death and rebirth. And then integration. Integrating a brand new part of yourself that's elevated beyond some of the grief and also some of the celebrations of the past. So in that way, it becomes a completion. You're coming full circle there. So you've got that snake energy. Sagittarius, I would love to explain to you more how to stay engaged in the creators community. First off, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend. Check the description below where I have links for everything you could want, plus a little bit of a summary on your reading today for those of you that like to journal and reflect. So be sure to check out the description. You can catch me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Creators on the Crest. Oftentimes on Instagram and Facebook, I will run little mini limited time specials, so you may want to come there and take advantage of one of those. And then every Friday from 10 a.m. to about noon Central, I do Frequency Friday lives. We're going to check in on the energy. We're going to talk astrology, numerology. I use lots of different decks and different tools to intuitively look into the collective energies. And it's a casual, chill, fun hangout. So I hope to see you there. Every other Sunday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Central, the next one being May the 4th be with you. For you Star Wars fans like me, I'm OG Star Wars fan. May the 4th, we're going to do live tarot readings, Q&A. You come on, you join the live chat, you drop your question in the live chat, and I go through and I do as many readings as I can live right there. And it's such a fun community, and it's such a loving group of people that have come in that are supporting one another and supporting being creative and supporting me. And I hope you can join us 7 to 8 p.m. Central every other Sunday night. Okay? Sagittarius, thank you so much for joining your reading today. I look forward to seeing you next time.